Hi, it's Rochelle here. I want to talk today a little bit about your stress and how you can manage this time of change that we're in and avoid becoming overly anxious. So, we know that during this time, there's a lot of things coming up for people because we have such great levels of uncertainty and unknowns ahead of us. And so our brain really likes things to be predictable. It likes to be able to know what's coming next. And so when we're in a season where everything is topsy-turvy on its head, we can't plan tomorrow or next week or a month from now, it's difficult for us to feel relaxed. So our brain's going to keep watching for cues and trying to understand things, and we might be tempted to really overthink in a situation where we don't have a lot of control. So one of the things we can really do is give ourselves some amount of certainty by planning and giving some structure to our days. So our brain likes to go with what's expected. And so if we could say, what are some things I enjoy? Make a list of the things that you enjoy that bring you a sense of calm or enjoyment. So maybe it's a show you like to watch that makes you laugh. Maybe it's a phone call with somebody that you like to connect with. Maybe it's taking a walk. Walks are so great in so many ways for connecting with nature and turning on this GPS that we have in our brain and metabolizing stress throughout our body. So, but make a list of those things that you enjoy that bring you some calm. Maybe it's a hot bath. Hot bath with Epsom salt really gets magnesium into our system and helps us to relax. Maybe it's playing a game. Maybe it's trying a new recipe. But make a list of those things you enjoy and then schedule them into your day and give yourself a flexible and yet some sort of structure. And when we do that, we start to look forward to something. If we know something's coming, instead of our mind going to what it is that we're dreading, if we can look forward to something that we have a positive connection with, then it gives us a state of expectancy rather than anticipatory anxiety. I don't know what's coming next and I'm afraid or I'm fearful. It gives us something to really look forward to. And then when we're in those moments, when we are enjoying that new food or enjoying that bath or something made us laugh or we're walking or we're engaging with someone, being really, really grateful, paying attention to how that experience, how it registers in our body. How do we feel when we do that? How can we really embrace that self-care? How are we prioritizing taking care of ourselves and meeting our needs as opposed to maybe just constantly reacting to whatever the need is in the environment? For me, if it's prayer and quiet time, when I do what I've said I'm going to do or I've said I'm going to exercise, then I have this sense of control. Right? We have this sense of control, but we can control what we do in our bodies. We can control what we do with our mind, and that helps to take away some of the uncertainty. Another thing I would invite you to do is to look at the perspective that you're seeing this through. Look at the lens through which you see your circumstances. Most often when we're stressed, it's because we have a negative story going along with whatever it is that we're experiencing. And you might be saying, well, if I don't do that, then I'm just denying the truth. And I understand that because sometimes we just have some really hard things and it's okay. We need to be able to feel that. We need to be able to feel sadness and feel loss and say, this is really hard, or I'm really sad, or I'm really scared, and be able to feel that in your body and just have a really compassionate stance towards that. But then we need to move into the perspective of something bigger, noticing that everything has a place, noticing that we have a creation that does have order, and just being able to shift our perspective a little bit so that we don't feel so alone, so out of control, so that we're able to notice that there are positives along with the hard situation. Because when we see the hard situation in isolation, then the negativity of it just expands in our mind and it's all we can see. But when we can have another perspective that says there is this hard thing, and you know what, there's a lot of good stuff alongside of it, or a lot of good that will come from it, or if we have some faith that tells us there's something more than just what we're seeing, whenever we can expand that view, then the situation is more manageable. We're not seeing just the negative. We're able to balance that and then realign ourselves with the positive, which gives us hope, and hope will move us forward. So I hope those things are helpful for you. And if you are dealing with stress that has turned into more than just, wow, this is a hard situation, but you're feeling anxious most of the time, maybe you're not able to sleep, maybe you're sleeping too much, maybe you're having a really hard time focusing, maybe you are feeling very short-tempered and agitated, maybe you're having physical sensations in your body like tremors or tics or just uncomfortable sensations, maybe you notice you're stiff all the time. You really want to pay attention to resolving that tension and that stress and looking for ways to calm your nervous system so that doesn't turn into a normal state for your brain. You want to pay attention to what you're eating and what you're doing with your sleep schedule. All those things are going to help us combat stress and get through this season of uncertainty with greater strength and resiliency. So I hope that was helpful, and reach out to a friend or a professional if you need help. We'll get through this much better if we stay connected to people in our world the best we can while being isolated. So I hope that was helpful. Have a great week, and I look forward to giving you more tips. Bye.